Good day. My name is Bill Geiger, and I serve as the Dean of the Graduate School at UT Tyler. And I'm pleased to welcome you to Graduate Studies at the University of Texas at Tyler. I want to share a few bits of information with you to help you understand the context for graduate education and also share with you some ideas on how to be successful in your graduate studies. The primary purpose of graduate education at the University of Texas at Tyler is to instill in each student an understanding and capacity for scholarship, independent judgment, academic rigor, and intellectual and academic honesty. The expectation is in graduate level work that you will be more grounded in research and have a greater depth of knowledge in the discipline that you have chosen. Why would anyone really want to pursue a graduate degree? There are a few reasons that people frequently cite for graduate studies. One of them is to enhance their competence and develop new competencies. A second one is to advance in their careers. And a third one is to earn higher salaries over the rest of their professional career. And data support the fact that individuals with graduate degrees do over their lifetime have greater have greater incomes than those who do not have graduate degrees. Who has graduate degrees in the US? At this point in time, roughly 20% of the US population has graduate degrees. So if you are pursuing a master's degree, you will join one of about 20 out of 100 people who has a graduate degree. Also, if you are one of the individuals who is studying for a doctoral degree, and we have several doctoral programs, you would be one of about 5% of the US population who has a doctoral or professional degree. And this information is accurate as of 2014. Major differences between undergraduate and graduate education include the scholastic load that you're expected or allowed to take at the graduate level versus undergraduate level. In most undergraduate programs, a student is allowed to take up to 18 hours without having special permission, 18 semester hours of credit. At the graduate level, that number is reduced to about 12. The expected full load would be 9, but you can take up to 12 semester hours of credit at the graduate level. And the reason for this difference in terms of academic load that's allowed between undergraduate and graduate programs is that it's expected that greater amount of work outside of the classroom is going to be required for graduate studies than was typically expected for undergraduate studies. Another major difference between the two levels of education is the grading system. As an undergraduate degrees typically expect that a student will have to earn an overall average of C or a 2.0 in order to be awarded a bachelor's degree. At the graduate level, a C is not a very good grade. In fact, it is considered a poor grade. In order to successfully complete a graduate course of study, students have to earn a grade point average of at least 3.0 or an average grade of B. So those are two subtle distinctions between the two levels of programming, but it's important, I think, for students to understand that there is a difference in terms of the number of courses you can take and the expected level of performance in graduate education over what was expected in undergraduate education. Another piece that is very important in both undergraduate and graduate education, but is particularly important, I would say, in graduate education, where there's expected to be more written assignments, papers, research papers, essentially the extent of writing as a way of assessing a student is typically greater in graduate study than in undergraduate study. And so I share with you the definition that the university has adopted of academic dishonesty. And it's a fairly broad term, but it encompasses cheating, which we typically think of as taking the work of another. and is usually associated with taking of exams. Plagiarism, which is also taking of the work of another, but that would typically be found in written assignments and papers, research or otherwise. And plagiarism is essentially taking the work of another person without giving credit to that person. So if you are writing and incorporating the findings of someone who had written another article or had written a book, and you wanted to use part of what they had to say in that article or book, it would be expected that you would give credit to the individual who wrote the article or the book. If you don't, that's considered plagiarism, and in graduate education, that can get you into trouble if you don't cite your sources properly. Collusion is examples of collusion are really working with another person to essentially present what you've done as your work, but it really has been done in collusion or connection with another student. For the most part, if I were you, I would expect that any assignment that I'm given by a faculty member expects that I will do it independently, not in consultation with another student. If a professor wants it to be a collaborative or cooperative project among students, they will let you know that. Otherwise, I would default to the position that any work that I turn in should be done independently. So those are the main types of academic dishonesty. And I can just tell you at the graduate level, penalties for academic dishonesty can be very severe, including giving no credit for the course or actually even expelling a person for engaging in scholastic dishonesty that is of a very serious nature. So I would encourage you again to take academic honesty very seriously and avoid some of the examples that I cited of scholastic dishonesty. On a more positive note, I would like to let you know of the existence of a Graduate Student Association at UT Tyler and encourage you to get involved in that association, whether you're in a program that is on campus or in a program that is delivered online. There are ways for you to participate either face-to-face or through a distance mechanism. If you have any questions, I would encourage you to visit our website for the graduate school. One of the things that you will find there are some workshops, some resources for graduate students, if you will, some tips to how to be successful in graduate education. And those would be available at the first link. And then also for more general information, you can use the OGS, Office of Graduate Studies, at UT Tyler EDU. And feel free to contact the graduate school directly at any time at the phone number that is presented in the slide, or you can contact me at my personal email address, which is wgeiger@uttyler.edu. Thank you for paying attention to my little presentation, and I wish you the best of luck in your graduate studies at the University of Texas at Tyler.